Now we'll take up questions from exercise M14, which is an exercise based on the topic called time and work. Alright, let's see the first question. It says A can do a piece of work in 80 days. He works for 10 days. Now, if the person A can do the entire work, one work in 80 days, that means that person A in one day can do 1 by 80 work. That means that person in 10 days can do 10 by 80 work, right? Which is a 1 by 8 work. Alright. Now, B alone finishes the remaining work. Now, how much is the remaining work? We know that the total work is 1, out of which this person has already done 1 by 8 work. So, the remaining work will be, is going to be equal to 1 minus 1 by 8, which is 7 by 8. That means B does 7 by 8 work in 42 days. Look at this very, very carefully. This is the crucial situation. B does 7 by 8 work in 42 days. Now divide by 7. So you will get 1 by 8 work in 6 days. Right? So that means B can do 1 by 8 work in 6 days. That means B can do 1 work in 8 into 6, that is 48 days. Alright. So now we have A can do the work alone in 80 days. B can do the whole work in 48 days alone. Now what is the question asking? The question is asking the two together can complete the work in. And for that we have a formula, time together equal to T1 into T2 upon T1 plus T2. Just apply this here. So it will be T1 is 80, T2 is 48, divide by 80 plus 48. We have 80 into 48 divided by 128. Now 16 5s is 80 and 16 8s is 128, and then 8 cancels 48 6 times. So the final answer is 5 into 6, which is equal to 30 days. That means together in this question A and B can complete the work in 30 days. Alright. Now let's go to the next question. Now this question, it says A and B can do a piece of work in 45 and 40 days respectively. So here total times are already given. They begin together, but A leaves after some days and B completes the rest in 23 days. Now here we can use the fraction method, but I will always suggest whenever the original total times are given, you can take the total work. Let's assume that the total work is equal to LCM of individual times, that is 45 and 40. Now LCM of 45 and 40 you can calculate separately. Let me do it here. 45, 40, if I take 5 common, so 5 divides 45 9 times, 5 divides 40 8 times. So that LCM will be equal to 5 into 9 into 8, which is equal to 360. So let's assume that the total work is 360 units. Now this means that A can do 360 units in 45 days and B can do 360 units in 40 days. So from here we can get the speeds or the rate of work. So speed of A will be 360 divided by 45, which is 8 units per day. And speed of B will be 360 divided by 40, which is 9 units per day. So what we have now? We have the total work and we have the individual speeds of A and B. Now what is the question saying? They started together, they begin together, but A leaves after some days and B completes the remaining work in 23 days. Let's see. So there are two parts of the work. Right? Let's say the first part is done by both A and B together. The second part is done by only B alone. And only B alone completes the remaining work in 23 days. So first let's find out what is the total quantity of work that B can do in 23 days. That will be 23 into speed of B is 9 units per day. So 23 into 9. So it is 207 units. Now this means alone B does 207 units of work and work gets completed. That means the remaining work was the rest of the work was done earlier, right? Now what is the rest of the work? It is 360 minus 207, which is equal to 153 units. This 153 units work is done by A and B together, and the combined speed of A and B, from here you can see it will be 8 plus 9, that is 17 units per day. So at the rate of 17 units per day, the time taken by A and B together to finish 153 units will be 153 divided by 17, which is 9 days. That means A and B together in the first part worked for 9 days. Now what is the question asking? For how many days did A work? So A worked only for those days when A and B worked together, and that is 9 days. So the answer of the question is C option, 9 days. So this was a good question. Now let's go to the next one. This question says A can do a certain job in 12 days. B is 60% more efficient than A. That means speed of B is 60% more than that of A. When I say 60% more efficient, it means speed of B is equal to 60% more than speed of A. Alright. So let's do one thing. Let's assume the speeds. So let's assume the speed of A is 100 units per day. Alright. That means the speed of B will be 60% more than 100, will be 160 units per day. So these are the speeds. And A can do the total work in 12 days. That means, and we have to find time of B. Now we know that the total work in any case has to be equal to the speed into the time. Right. Now for A, the speed is 100 units per day into the time, that is 12 days. For B, it is speed is 160 units per day into the time TB, and the total work should be equal in any case because it is the same work that has to be done. So from here we have time of B equal to 100 into 12 divided by 160 days. So simplify this. 4 cancels 12 3 times, and 160 40 times. 0 and 0 cancels. 10 into 3 is 30 divided by 4, which is 15 by 2. It is 15 by 2, that is 7.5 days. So the answer of this question is 7.5 days. So it was a good question. You just needed to understand this thing, that the total work is equal to the speed into time, whichever person it is. And here the same work is done by both of them. So the total work done by A should be equal to total work done by B. Alright, so the answer is C option, 7.5 days. Now let's go to the next question. Now this question says A and B can do a job in 25 days and 20 days respectively. So let's assume that the total work is straight away equal to LCM of individual times, that is 25 and 20. LCM of 25 and 20, you can calculate, it is 100 units. That means from here we can get the speeds. Speed of A will be calculated as how? Let's see. A can do the entire work in 25 days. Entire work is 100 units. So speed will be 100 by 25, which is 4 units per day. This is speed of A. Similarly, speed of B will be 100 by 20 because B takes 20 days to complete 100 units work. So it is 5 units per day. Then it says A started the work and was joined by B after 10 days. Now here again the work has to be divided into 2 parts. So in the first part, A works alone for 10 days. Now in 10 days, how much work can A do? It will be 10 into the speed of A, that is 4. So it is 40 units. Alright. So 40 unit was already done when B joined. So let's say in the second part, after 10 days, B has joined. Now what is the combined speed of A and B? From here you can see the combined speed of A and B will be 4 plus 5, which is 9 units per day. So the combined speed of A and B is 9 units per day. Now the question says the number of days taken to complete the work. It is says number of days taken to complete the work, right? So number of days taken to complete the work is, you can calculate from here, what is the remaining work? So out of 100 units work, already 40 unit work is done. So remaining work is 60 units. Alright. Now this 60 unit has to be done by A and B together. So the time taken by A and B together for this 60 unit will be equal to 60 divided by their combined speed, which is 9 days. So 60 by 9, which is 20 by 3 days. Alright. Now 20 by 3 is 6.66. Now hold on. So it is 6.66 days for the remaining work. Well, the question is asking the number of days taken to complete the work. Alright. So total time would be the first 10 days plus the second 6.66 days, which is equal to 16.66 days. So answer of this question will be 16.66, which is D option. Alright, now let's go to the next question. Now in this question, it says A is twice as efficient as B. A is twice as efficient as B. So let's assume that the speeds of B, so first let's assume the speed of B is 1 unit per day. That means the speed of A will be 2 units per day, because A is twice as efficient. Remember, efficiency means speed. So it is twice efficiency, that means double speed. And together they will finish. So together speed, that means the combined speed of A and B will be 1 plus 2, 3 units per day. And together they can finish the work in 14 days. That means the total work can be calculated as 14 days. It is done by both A and B together. So combined speed of A and B is 3. So time into speed, that is 14 into 3. So it is 42 units. So total work is equal to 42 units. So together they can finish the work in 14 days and their combined speed together is 3 units per day. So what will be the total work? 14 into 3, that is 42 units. Now the question is saying A will finish the same work alone N. So alone time of A will be equal to total work divided by the speed of A. Now speed of A is 2 units per day. So 42 by 2, which is equal to 21 days. That means A alone can finish the work in 21 days. Alright. So this is how we can do this question. This option B is the correct answer. Alright. Now let's go to the next question. Now this question is a very interesting one. It says A and B together can do a work. So let's say, let me put it this way, A plus B. Then is B plus C in 120 days and C plus A in 90 days. The times are given. So the time of A and B together is 72 days. Time of B and C together is 120 days. Time of C and A together is 90 days. Alright. Now the total work. First let's calculate the total work. The total work has to be equal to LCM of 72, 120 and 90. If you calculate LCM of 72 and 120 and 90, let's see how much will it come. Let's take 6 common. If you take 6 common, 72 divided by 6 will be 12. 120 by 6 is 20. 90 by 6 is 15. Then from 12 and 20 you can take 4 common. So it will give us 3, 5 and 15. Take 3 common. From 3 and 15 it will give us 1. 5 will remain unchanged and 5. Then take 5 common. So it gives you 1, 1, 1 in the end. So LCM will be equal to 6 into 4 into 3 into 5, which is equal to 360. That means the total work can be taken as 360 units. Alright, so total work is 360 units. Right? Now from here we can get their speeds. Right? Now let's try and understand. Combined speed of A and B together will be 360 divided by 72, which is 5 units per day. So this is speed of A plus speed of B. Alright. Now, combined speed of B and C will be 360 divided by 120, which is 3 units per day. So 3 units per day is equal to speed of B plus speed of C. And combined speed of C and A will be 360 divided by 90, which is 4 units per day. That means it is equal to speed of C plus speed of A. Alright. Now let's add these two equations. If you add, this total thing will give us 5 plus 3 plus 4, which is 12 units per day, and that should be equal to, this side when you add, it will be 2 times speed of A plus speed of B plus speed of C. That means speed of A plus speed of B plus speed of C will be equal to 12 divided by 2, 6 units per day. Now, from this equation, that gives us the combined speed of all ABC together as 6 units per day. And here we have the speed of A and B together as 5 units per day. So if you put A and B together, you will get the speed of C. See, very carefully, speed of A and B together is 5. So speed of C will be 6 minus 5, that is 1 units per day. Similarly, if you put speed of, let's say B and C together, which is 3 units per day, so you will get speed of A. So speed of A will be, so B and C together is 3. So speed of A will be 6 minus 3, that is 3 units per day. Add these two, and we can find the speed of B from here, that will be equal to 6 minus 1 and 3, that is 6 minus 4, 2 units per day. So you have the speed of all the 3 workers individually. Speed of A is 3 units per day, B is 2 units per day, and C is 1 unit per day. Now what is the question asking? In how much time can A do the work alone? In fact, you can find the time taken alone by A, time taken by B, time taken by C. You can also find the time taken by A, B, C together. But in this case, we'll focus only on the question. What is asked here is how much time can A do the work alone? So time alone for A will be equal to total work, that is 360 units, divided by the speed of A. Now the speed of A is 3 units per day. So 360 divided by 3 units per day. So 360 by 3 is 120 days. That means A alone can do this work in 120 days. Hence B is the correct answer. Alright. Now let's go to the next question. Now this question says A and B can do a job in 12 days. Alright. So I'll repeat the same thing. A and B, 12 days. These are the times given. B and C, they can complete the work together in 16 days. Oh, but C and A combination is not given. So let's do one thing. At least 2 times are given. So we'll take the total work as LCM of 12 and 16, and that is equal to 48 units. So we'll take the total work as 48 units. Alright. That means the combined speed of A and B together will be 48 divided by 12, which is 4 units per day. So 4 units per day is equal to speed of A plus speed of B. Similarly, combined speed of B and C will be 48 by 16, that is 3 units per day, which is equal to speed of B plus speed of C. Alright. Now, what is the meaning of speed? Speed means the work done by the person in 1 day. If you have forgotten, I'll just put it like this. Let's say, for example, speed of A means work done by A in 1 day. And for that matter, speed of any one person, let's say speed of B, is the same way. It is work done by B. Alright, work done by B in 1 day. Alright, and the speed SC means work done, speed of C means work done by C in 1 day. Alright, now let's look at the third information that it says. It says after A has worked for 5 days and B for 7 days, C finishes the work alone in 13 days, right? That means, what is the interpretation of this statement? Look at this very carefully. A's work for 5 days plus B's work for 7 days and C's work for 13 days should be equal to total work. This is what it means. It is immaterial here whether they work together or not. It says in all, A has worked for 5 days and B has worked for 7 days. So whether they work together or not, it is not a question here. It doesn't matter. I repeat, here it says very clearly the total time that A has spent is 5 days and B has spent is 7 days, and after that C has spent 13 days. So A's work for 5 days, B's work for 7 days and C's work for 13 days, that is equal to total work. Now A's work for 1 day, we have taken it as SA. So A's work for 5 days will be 5 times SA plus B's work for 7 days is 7 times SB plus C's work for 13 days is 13 times SC, and that is equal to total work, which is 48 units. Right? Now this is a tricky situation. Now this is a pure algebraic situation. What we do is, we have 5 times speed of A and 7 times speed of B. But we don't have individual values of speed of A and speed of B. But we have combined speed of A and B, that is SA plus SB. Algebraically, we can rewrite this equation as, look at this very, very carefully, it is 5 times SA plus SB. So what happens? 5 times SA is gone. Out of 7 times SB, 5 times SB is gone, and we have 2 times SB. So let's take 2 times SB plus SC. So SB is finished. You can see SB 7 times, 5 times here and 2 times here. Out of SC, we have already used 2 times SC. So we have 11 times SC. That is equal to 48. Now what is the benefit of doing this? I hope you can see that. We have the value of SA plus SB, that is 4 units per day. We have the value of B plus SC, that is 3 units per day. So put it here. It becomes 5 into 4 plus 2 into 3 plus 11 into SC, that is equal to 48. Now 5 into 4 is 20. 2 into 3 is 6. 20 plus 6 is 26. 26 goes to the other side. 48 minus 26 is 22. So that means 11 into speed of c is 22 units. That means it gives us speed of c is 22 by 11, which is 2 units per day. Right? So once you get the speed of c, you can find the speed of any other person also. Right? But like say for example, if you put it in this one, you can find the speed of b as 1 unit per day, and then you can find the speed of a as 3 unit per day. Alright, but here we need only the speed of c, because the question is asking in how many days c can do the work alone. So time taken by c alone will be equal to the total work, that is 48 units, divided by the speed of c, that is 2 units per day. So 48 by 2 is 24. So 24 days is the time taken by c to complete the whole work. Alright, so this is how this question was supposed to be done. Alright, so the answer of this question is B option, 24 days. Okay, now let's go to the next question. Now this question says 12 men can do a job in 8 days. 6 days after starting the work, 4 men join them. Alright, now this is based on the concept where what we have done earlier also. Total work is equal to number of people into efficiency, that is the speed, into the time or the duration. Alright, this is how we have to do it. So number of people into number of days. Basically time means number of days. Okay. Now in this case, efficiency is, we are talking about the men. So wherever men, it has to be taken as same efficiency. So efficiency doesn't matter in this question. So we are left with only number of people into the number of days. Now in this question, the total work was supposed to be done in 8 days. Out of 8 days, 6 days work is already done. That means the remaining work is equal to 12 men into 2 days. Right? Now, this is the quantity of work that is left. Now, we are saying 4 men join them. Now, if 4 men join them, find the how many more days will it take to complete this remaining work. Alright. Now, if 4 men join, then the number of people will become 16 men. And suppose they take x days to complete the work. So 16 men into x days should also be equal to the same remaining work. So from here we straight away get x equal to 12 into 2 divided by 16. Now 4 cancels 12 3 times and 16 4 times. 2 cancels 4 2 times. So it is 3 by 2, which is 1.5 days. Alright, so this was a simple direct question based on number of people into number of days into efficiency. Right, so total work is equal to number of people into efficiency into number of days. Right, where in this question you have to be a little careful. The total work they could have done in 8 days. Out of that they have already worked for 6 days. So the remaining work is for those 12 people only for 2 days. Right, and 4 more men join. So that means 16 men, and for them how much time will it take? This is what we had to calculate. Okay, so the answer is C option, 1.5 days. Now let's go to the next question. Now this question is based on the concept of working on alternate days. Here it says R and S can do a job in 8 and 12 days. So let's assume the total work is equal to LCM of the individual times, that is 8 and 12, which is equal to 24. So let's say it is 24 units. And then the speed of R will be equal to the total work, that is 24 units, divided by the time taken by R is 8 days. So 24 by 8 is 3 units per day. This is the speed of R. Similarly, speed of S will be equal to total work 24 units divided by the time taken by S is 12 days. So it is 2 units per day. So speed of S is 2 units per day. Now the question says if the work on alternate days beginning with R on the first day. So let's say the first day, which is the work is done by R, and the quantity of work done by R in one day will be 3 units. Then on the second day, what will happen on the second day? Let's see. Second day S works, and S can do 2 units work in a day, and then they will come alternate. So after second day again R will come, then after third day again S will come. So this 2 days work will keep repeating. So in 2 days the total work done by them together is 3 plus 2, that is 5 units. Though they have not physically worked together, but the total quantity of work done by them in 2 days 5 units. And the total work that they have to do is 24 units. Now what we do is we go to the nearest multiple of 5 to 24. Now what is the nearest multiple of 5 to 24? It is 20. And 20 is how many times 5? 20 is 4 times 5. That means, now what did we have? We have 2 days, 5 units. So 20 units will take 2 into 4, which is 8 days. So this means they can complete 20 units work in 8 days. Now, after 8 days, the 9th day, who will come to work on 9th day? Please understand, the person who starts, let's say it is R, will come on all the odd days. So 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. Whosoever starts will come on odd days. Alright. And the other person will come on the even days, 2, 4, 6, 8 and so on. Remember, the person who starts will always come on odd days. Now 8 is an even number. So the next day, that is the 9th day, obviously R will come. Right? And R can do how much work on that 9th day? R speed is 3 units per day. Total work left is 4 units. That means R can complete the entire day, 3 units. How much work is done now? 20 plus 3, that is 23. How much work is remaining? 1 more unit work is remaining. So that will go on to the 10th day. So on 10th day, 10th is an even number. So 10th day S will come. And S has to complete only 1 unit work. So how much time will it take for S to complete that 1 unit of work? Now what is the speed of S? Speed of S is 2 units per day. So to do 1 unit work, will it require the entire day? No, it will require only 1 by 2 days. So the final answer will be 9th day was complete, 10th day was incompletely utilized. Right? So you have to be careful. So the total time taken to complete the work was 9.5 days. So the answer of the question would be 9.5 days. This is the time taken to complete the work, which is B option. Alright. So now let's go to the next question. Now this question says, machine A and B produce 8,000 clips in 4 and 6 hours respectively. If they work alternatively for 1 hour each, A starting first, then 8,000 clips will be produced in. Now here 8,000 and here also we have 8,000. That means we are only talking about the total work. Let's not use 8,000 clips as the total work. Alright? Forget about it. It doesn't matter. We just need to understand that the question is asking about the total work only. Let's assume that the total work is equal to the LCM of 4 and 6. And that is 12 units. Right? Or 12 clips. Right? Now, so basically the question is A starting first, then 12 clips would be produced in how much time, right? So let's do one thing. So total work is 12 units. That means the speed of A will be equal to 12 units total work divided by time taken by A is 4 hours. So it will be 3 units per hour. And the speed of B will be 12 units is the total work divided by 6 hours. So it is 2 units per hour. Alright, so we have speed of A, speed of B now. Alright, now the question says, if they work alternatively for 1 hour each. So first hour, the work is done by A starting first, and the quantity of work done will be 3 units. The second hour, the work is done by B, and the quantity of work done will be 2 units. So total in 2 hours, the work done will be 3 plus 2, that is 5 units. And the total work that is required to be done is 12 units. So nearest multiple of 5 to 12 is 10. So 10 units, let's go to 10 units. Now 5, how many times is 10? It is 2 times. So 5 into 2 is 10. So 10 units. That means the time taken to complete this 10 unit will be 2 into 2, that is 4 hours. So in 4 hours, work completed is 10 units. Alright. Now, the 5th hour, who will come in 5th hour? 5th is an odd number, so the person who has started will come. So in 5th hour, obviously A will come. And how much work A is supposed to be doing? A is required to do, remaining work is 12 minus 10, which is 2 units. So A is required to do 2 units. How much time will it take to do 2 units work? Now, what is the speed of A? Speed of A is 3 units per hour. And he is supposed to do 2 units. So how much time will he take? He will take only 2 by 3 of the hour. Alright. So the total time taken, the total answer of the question would be, the total time would be equal to 4 hours was already spent completely. So 5th hour is not completed. It is incompletely utilized. Alright. So the total time will be 4 plus 2 by 3, which is equal to 4.66 hours. Though we should not write time in decimals, but here, let's see if the options are given as this. So option B is the correct answer, which is 4.66 hours. Alright. a father can do a job as fast as his two sons working together. If one does the work in 3 hours, the other in 6 hours. How many hours the father will take to do the same job? Now see, it's a very interesting question. Time taken by father will be equal to the time taken by son together. Son 1 and son 2 together. Now here we can straight away calculate it as the time taken by two sons together will be T1 into T2 upon T1 plus T2, that is 3 into 6 upon 3 plus 6. That is 18 divided by 9, which is equal to 2 hours. Alright, now how did we decide that? Because it says a father can do a job as fast as two sons working together. That means the speed of the father is equal to the combined speed of two sons. Right? That means the time taken by father alone would be the time taken by two sons together. Hence, the time taken by father is equal to 2 hours. So, the option B is the correct answer. Right? So, this was a simple question. Now, let's go to the next question. Now, this question says a sum of money is sufficient to pay A's wages for 21 days and B's wages for 28 days respectively. Now, please understand the wages situation is exactly same as the quantity of work, because the wages payment has to happen exactly directly proportional to the quantity of work. Alright. So the way we treated work situation, exactly same way we have to treat this wages situation also. In another way we can say that A can do a work in 21 days and B can do the same work in 28 days. So in how many days they can do the work together? This will be same answer. Right. So here the time for both, it will be straight away equal to T1 into T2 upon T1 plus T2. Alright, this is the formula that we can directly apply. It is 21 into 28 divided by 21 plus 28. So this is equal to 21 into 28 divided by 21 plus 28 is 49. Now 7 cancels 28 4 times, 7 cancels 49 7 times, 7 cancels 21 3 times. So the final answer is 3 into 4, which is 12. That means that together this same amount can be sufficient to pay for 12 days. So answer A option. Alright, now let's go to the next question. Now this question says A, B, C take 20, 15 and 12 minutes. Very simple. Whenever more than one worker's times are given, you can first assume the total work to be the LCM. So total work in this case will be equal to the capacity of the cistern. And that can be calculated as LCM of their time. So 20, 15 and 12. You can calculate the LCM as 60 liters. So let's assume that the total work to be done here is 60 liters. That means A takes 20 minutes to fill 60 liters. So speed of A will be 60 divided by 20. That is 3 liters per minute. Speed of B will be 60 divided by 15. That is 4 liters per minute. And the speed of C will be 60 divided by 12, which is 5 liters per minute. That means the combined speed of ABC altogether will be simply equal to 3 plus 4 plus 5 liters per minute, which is 3 plus 4, 7 plus 5, 12 liters per minute. Alright, so this is the combined speed of ABC. Now, the question is asking together, they'll fill the cistern in. So together speed 12 liters per minute. Total work to be done is still 60 liters. So time together for ABC will be equal to 60 liters divided by 12 liters per minute, which is 5 minutes. That means these three pipes together, ABC together, can fill the same cistern in 5 minutes, which is option A. That is the correct answer. Alright, now let's move on to the next question. Once again, there are 3 pipes here. 2 pipes can fill in 10 and 12 hours. And the third can empty in 20 hours, right? So in one go, we can take the total work, or let's say the capacity of the tank is equal to LCM of 10, 12 and 20. Now LCM of 10, 12 and 20 will be 60 liters. Let's give the names. Filler pipes as A and B, and the pipe which is emptying as C. So the speed of A will be equal to 60 divided by 10, that is 6 liters per hour, because A takes 10 hours to fill 60 liters. Speed of B will be equal to 60 divided by 12, which is 5 liters per hour. And speed of C will be 60 divided by 20, and it is minus 3 liters per hour. Now why this? So I hope you understand, because the third pipe is not filling, it is emptying. So we are taking numerical value, process is the same, it's just that we put a minus sign to it. So that when we find the combined speed of ABC together, it will give us 6 plus 5 minus 3. So it is 8 liters per hour. So the combined speed of ABC altogether is 8 liters per hour. Alright. Now the question is saying, in how much time does the cistern get filled if all the three are opened? So basically we are talking about time together for ABC, which is equal to total work to be done is 60 liters. Divide by the combined speed, that is 8 liters per hour. So 60 by 8, that is 15 by 2 if you divide by 4, right? So 15 by 2 hours, that is 7.5 hours. So this was a very beautiful question. Do it again, rewind and do it again, right? This is a very important question also. So in any case, the answer is 7.5 hours, that is option C here. Okay. Now let's go to the next question. A cistern can be filled in 9 hours, but it gets filled in 10 hours due to a leak. Oh, so time taken by, let's say can be filled in 9 hours. Let's say the time taken by A is the filler pipe, is equal to 9 hours. Let's say B is the leak, A is the filler, okay, and time taken by B we have to calculate, okay, and time taken by AB together is given 10 hours. So there are many ways of doing this question. First method, let me put it this way, method 1, right? Method 1 is very interesting. Let's see. The standard method, let's take the total work as LCM of whatever time is given. So LCM of 9 and 10, which is 90 liters. That means the speed of A will be equal to 90 divided by 9, which is 10 liters per hour. Speed of AB combined will be 90 divided by 10 hours, which is 9 liters per hour. This very clearly tells us that the speed of B is negative. You can see speed of A alone is 10 liters per hour. Speed of A and B combined is 9 liters per hour. That means speed of B will be 9 minus 10, which is minus 1 liters per hour. So the time taken by the leakage B, A is the filler pipe, B is the leakage. Alright. So time taken by B alone to empty the whole tank will be the total tank, that is 90 liters, divided by minus 1 per liter per hour. The speed is 1 liter per hour. So it is 90 by 1, that is 90 hours. So this is one way of doing this question. Alright. Now, method 2. Let's look at method 2. What is method 2? Let's see. In method 2, we can directly apply, let's say the time taken by the filler pipe is T1, yeah, TA, and time taken by the leakage alone is TB. Then the time taken by AB together can be written as, if both were working together, we could have taken as TA into TB upon TA plus TB. But here, because B is doing negative work, what we will do is, we will remove the plus sign and we will say it is TA into TB upon TB minus TA. Alright. So it will be, the formula becomes, you can directly apply this as a standard formula, TA into TB upon TB minus TA. Right? So whenever one person is doing positive work, one person is doing negative work, you can directly apply this for time together. So here time together is given as 10, time of A is 9, time of B we have to calculate, time of B we have to calculate minus 9. So if you cross multiply, you will get 10 into TB, time of B, minus 10 into 9 is 90, equal to 9 into time of B. So from here you can get time of B equal to 90 hours. Right, so this was one very beautiful way of doing this question. Yet again we have one more method. So what I'll do, I'll create some space by deleting this and then we'll do third method here. Okay. Look at this very carefully. Method 3 is perhaps the strongest and the simplest method also. It says the tank capacity is equal to 9 hours work of filler. Alright, 9 hours of filler. Okay, and it is equal to X hours of leakage. I'm just trying to explain the question here. We don't need X, but we just to explain this. So whatever relation we get here, the X value will be our answer of the question. Alright, so 9 hours of filler is equal to X hours of leakage. X will be the answer of this question, because that is the question asking how much time can the leak empty the full cistern, so full tank. Alright, so let me remove this And now we try to solve this. Now what is this question saying? Cistern can be filled in 9 hours by the filler, but it gets filled in 10 hours due to a leakage. Alright, so it is taking 1 hour extra. So to fill the tank, the filler anyway is supposed to do the work of 9 hours, which it has done. So the extra work done by the filler is only 1 hour. Now, so 1 hour work of the filler. Now why did the filler require to do 1 hour extra work? Please try and understand. Because of the leakage. What did the leakage do? Leakage leaked water for how much duration? For the entire 10 hours, right? Initially, there was no scope of any leakage, right? And in that case, the filler took 9 hours to fill the tank, right? But it actually takes 10 hours just because the leakage is doing some work. Leakage is leaking the water for the entire 10 hours duration. Because of that, the filler has to do only 1 hour of extra work. So we can say that 1 hour work of filler is equal to 10 hours of leakage. This is very important. You can go back and listen to that again. This is a direct statement that you can create. Okay, so 1 hour of filler is equal to 10 hours of leakage. So if I want to find a tank, and now tank is equal to 9 hours of filler. Tank is equal to 9 hours of filler. So what you should do is, in this equation, multiply by 9 on both sides. You will get 9 hours of filler equal to 90 hours of leakage. So this is one of the very strong methods which you can apply. So the answer of the question will be how much time the leak empty the tank. So leak can empty the tank in 90 hours. So option D is the correct answer. Right? You can apply the same method, the method 3, in various other situations also, and then check how it comes out to. Okay. Now let's get to the next question. Now this question says taps A and B can fill the tank in 12 and 15 minutes respectively. Both are open and A is closed after 3 minutes. How long will it take for B to fill the tank? Standard question. Let's take the total work to be the LCM. Total work in this case is capacity of the tank. So the capacity of the tank is equal to LCM of 12 and 15, which is equal to 60 liters. So speed of A will be equal to 60 divided by time of A is 12 minutes. So 60 liter by 12 minutes. So it is 5 liters per minute. Speed of B will be 60 liters divided by 15 minutes. So it is equal to 4 liters per minute. Right? Now, if both are open, so initial 3 minutes, the work is done in 2 parts. In the first part, both A and B are open, and their combined speed will be, speed of AB combined is equal to 5 plus 4, that is 9 liters per minute, and they work together for 3 minutes. That means the total work done here will be equal to 9 into 3, that is 27 liters. Alright. Now in the second part, what is the work required to be done? The work remaining to be done is 60 liter minus 27 liter, which is equal to 33 liter. Who has to do in the second part? The second part is done only by B. And what is the speed of B? Speed of B is 4 liter per minute. So the time taken for the second part will be 33 liter divided by 4 liter per minute, which is equal to 4 8s are 32. So it is 8 1 by 4 minutes. Now 1 by 4 minutes, we know that 1 minute is 60 seconds. So 1 by 4 will be 15 seconds. So it is 8 minutes 15 seconds is the answer of this question. Alright, which is option D, that is the correct answer. Okay, now let's go to the next question. Now this question says if 2 pipes operate simultaneously, a tank will be full in 12 hours. If one pipe alone takes 10 hours less than the other, how much time will the other pipe take to fill the tank alone? So let's assume that the time for the other pipe is equal to X hours. That means the time for the first pipe will be equal to 10 hours less, that is X minus 10 hours. Alright. That means the time together we can directly apply the formula of T1 into T2 upon T1 plus T2. So here it is X into X minus 10 upon X plus X minus 10. And time together is given 12 hours. So 12 is equal to X into X minus 10 divided by 2X minus 10. So if you cross multiply, you will get 12 into 2X, that is 24X, minus 12 into 10, that is 120, equal to X into X is X square minus 10X. Alright. So now if you bring all of them to the same side, the equation becomes X square minus 10x minus 24x, that is minus 34x, and minus 120 when goes to the other side becomes plus 120, and it is equal to 0. Now if you factorize 120, it is 30 into 4, so it becomes x square minus 34 can be written as 30 plus 4, so it is 30x minus 4x plus 120 equal to 0. So let's do one thing, take x common from here, you will get x into x minus 30. Take minus 4 common from here, you will get minus 4 common, x minus 30 equal to 0. So take x minus 30 common from everything into x minus 4 equal to 0. So that means x is equal to either 30 or 4, right? Now 4 cannot be the answer because the other pipe has to take 10 hours less. So x minus 10 will become negative if you take 4. So that cannot be the answer. That means x is equal to 30 hours. So the question is asking the time taken, how much time will the other pipe take? So the other pipe is taken x hours, that means 30 hours. That is option C is the correct answer. Alright, now let's go to the next question. Now this question says A and B can fill a tank in 6 and 4 hours respectively if they are open for alternate hours and A is opened first. How much time will it take to fill the tank? I think we can take the total work or the total tank capacity equal to LCM of 6 and 4, which is 12. So it is 12 liters. Alright, so speed of A will be 12 liters divided by 6 hours, which is 2 liters per hour. And speed of B will be equal to 12 liters divided by 4 hours, which is equal to 3 liters per hour. Alright, now here it says A is opened first and they work on alternate hours. So first hour, the work is done by A. So first hour, A can do 2 liters work or 2 liter water is filled. In the second hour, B will come and B will fill 3 liters in that 1 hour. So together in 2 hours, they can fill 2 plus 3, 5 liters. And we have to fill a total of 12 liters. So what we do? We go for nearest multiple of 5 to 12, which is 10 liters. So for 10 liters now, for 10 liters, how much time will be taken? So 5 into 2 is 10. So 2 into 2 is 4 hours. Right? So in 4 hours, the total quantity of water filled is 10 liters. Right? Now how much water is remaining to be filled? The remaining water is 12 minus 10, that is 2 liters. And whose turn is this to come? So 4 is an even number. Next is 5. Fifth hour is an even hour, is an odd hour. Now during the odd hour, who comes? Whosoever starts comes to the odd hour. So here A has started. So A will come in the 5th hour. And for 2 liters, the time taken by A will be, what is the speed of A? It is 2 liters per hour. So for 2 liters, it will take 1 more hour. So the total time to fill the tank will be 4 plus 1, that is 5 hours. That means in this case, the tank will be filled in 5 hours. So the option B is the correct answer. Alright, so you have to be a little careful about this situation, so go through the theory videos also and go through these questions again and again so that you understand them properly. Alright, now let's go to the next question. Now this question says 10 men can complete a work in 18 days after 6 days. Now that means the work remaining is of 18 minus 6, that is 12 days. So I'll write it, work remaining is equal to, now for that we also know that the total work quantity is equal to number of people into number of days. Alright, so we can straight away apply here. The remaining work will be equal to work for 10 men to be done in 12 days. See, understand, the work can be done in 18 days. Out of the 6 days already done, so it is 12 days. So 10 men into 12 days. Now after 6 days, 5 more men joined. Now if 5 more men joined, already there were 10 men. So now there are 15 men. The question is saying how many days will the remaining work be completed? So the remaining work can also be taken as 15 men into, let's say, X days. This is what we have to calculate. So we have 10 men into 12 days equal to 15 men into X days. So from here, the value of X will be equal to 10 into 12 divided by 15 days, right? So 5 cancels 10 2 times, 5 cancels 15 3 times, 3 cancels 12 4 times. So 2 into 4 is 8 days, right? So this was one very good question. So if you look at the options, option C is the correct answer. All right. Now let's go to the next question. This is another very beautiful question. It says to complete a task in 45 days, a contractor employs 45 people. See here, it doesn't say that 45 people can complete the work in 45 days. It says the contractor employs 45 people. Upon reviewing the work after 30 days, he notices that only half the task is done. Alright. So let's assume that the total work is equal to 100 units. Right? And we again apply the work done equal to number of people into number of days. Okay. So if you apply this, what will happen? Let's see. In the first case, 50 unit work is done. Why 50? Only half the work is done in 30 days. So first phase of 30 days, 50 unit work is done by how many people? 45 people. Alright. 45 people into 30 days. And in the second case, in order to meet the deadline of 45 days. Now, so out of a deadline of 45 days, 30 days are already gone. So how many days are remaining? 15 days. And how much work is to be done? So out of 100 units, 50 unit work is done. So that means remaining work is 50 units. So how many people will be required? Let's say it is equal to X people into 15 days. Now let's divide these two equations. So what will happen if you divide? 50 by 50, that is 1, equal to 45 people into 30 days divided by X people into 15 days. So 50 and 50 are cancelled. 50 units and 50 units, they are cancelled. 15 cancels 45 3 times. 3 into 30 is 90. So that means X is equal to 90 people. So in the second phase, there are 90 people working. Now out of this 90, 45 are already there. And the question is saying that how many extra people must he employ now? So that means there were already 45 people and he needs 90 people in the second phase. So the number of people extra people will be equal to 90 minus 45. So 90 required, 45 already there. So 90 minus 45 is equal to 45 people. That is 45 people are required to complete this work in the deadline. So answer is D option. Alright. Now the other way to look at it, half the task was completed in 30 days. The remaining time is 15 days. That means half the time. That means the remaining half of the task, if to be completed in 15 days, that means the number of people should be doubled. There were already 45 people. So how many should be added to make it double? 45. Hence the answer is D. So without writing also you could have done this question. Alright. Now let's go to the next question. This question says a cistern can be filled by the supply pipe in 30 minutes. So let's say supply pipe is A. So time of A alone is 30 minutes. And emptied by a waste pipe. Let's say waste pipe is B. So the time of B is equal to 4 by 5 hour. 4 by 5 hour, if you multiply by 60, 4 by 5 into 60. 5 cancels 60 12 times. So it is equal to 48 minutes. So we have the individual times 30 minutes and 48 minutes. Now the question says if both the pipes are opened together, in how much time will the cistern be filled? Now see here, one pipe is doing positive work, one pipe is doing negative work. For this situation, we have the time together equal to time of A into time of B upon time of B minus time of A. This we have done in theory segment, right? So this will become for 30 into 48 divided by 48 minus 30, which is equal to 30 into 48 divided by 18, right? Now 6 cancels 48 8 times, 6 cancels 18 3 times, 3 cancels 30 10 times. So it is 10 into 8, that is 80 minutes. That means this together these two pipes can fill the tank in 80 minutes. Now 80 minutes, if you divide by 60, it will become 80 by 60, that is 4 by 3 hours. Now 4 by 3 hours can be written as 1 by 3 hours, which is option C, that is the correct answer. Alright, then definitely there is another way of doing the same question. For that we can take the total work as the LCM of times. The other method will be total work can be taken as LCM of 30 and 48. Now LCM of 30 and 48 will be equal to 240 units or 240 here, because it is tank, we can take it as 240 liters. That means speed of A will become 240 divided by 30, that is 8 liters per minute, and speed of B will be 240 liters divided by 48 minutes, which is 5 liters per minute. And don't forget to put a minus sign on the speed of B. Why? Because B is an emptying pipe. So the combined speed of A and B together will be 8 minus 5, that is 3 liters per minute. Alright. That means the time taken by A and B together in this case will be total capacity 240 divided by 3, which is 80 minutes. So we get the same answer. Alright. So this is how we could have done the second the question in the second method. Alright. Now let's go to the next question. Now this question is a very interesting question. It says ABC together can do a job in 15 days. Alright. After working with B and C for 5 days, A leaves. That means for the first 5 days, all of ABC have worked together. Right. And together they could have done the complete work in 15 days. So out of 15 days, 5 days work is done. This means remaining work is equal to 10 days work for ABC. This means that, and this also says that B and C take 20 days more to finish the work. That means the same remaining work should be equal to 20 days work for B and C. Now, if you divide by 10 on both sides, it will become 1 day work for ABC together is equal to 2 days work of B and C. Here you can directly see that A is equivalent to B and C combined together. Now to understand that, let me separate it. 1 day work of ABC, I'll write it as A 1 day work plus B 1 day work plus C 1 day work is equal to B 2 days work plus C 2 days work. Now send B and C work on the other side. So it will become A 1 day work equal to B 2 days minus B 1 day. So it will become B 1 day work. Now C 2 days minus C 1 day, it will become C 1 day work. So in 1 day, whatever work is done by A is equivalent to the total work done by B and C together in 1 day. This means we can say that the speed of A is equal to combined speed of B and C together. Alright. Now, this means that the combined speed of ABC altogether has to be double of speed of A. Right? How? We can see that here we are saying A is equal to B plus C in terms of efficiency. Alright. That means A plus B plus C will be equal to A plus A, which is equal to 2A. So speed of ABC combined together will be 2 times the speed of A. Right? That means the time taken by ABC together will be equal to half of the time taken by A. If the speed is double, time taken will be half. Right? Now, the time taken by ABC altogether is 15. So, it is equal to half the time taken by A. Hence, time taken by A alone will be 15 into 2, that is 30 days. Right? So, this is the answer of the question, which is C option. Alright. Now, let's go to the next question. Now, this question is a standard question. It says 5 men and 2 boys working together can do 4 times as much work per hour as a man and a boy can do together. Alright. So, let's do one thing. Let's assume that in 1 hour, a man and a boy can do 1 unit work. So let me put it this way. We know that the total work, we can write total work is equal to number of people into number of, in this case it is not days, it is hours. So number of hours. Alright. So let's assume the time to be 1 hour. Let's present a man by M and a boy by B. So 1 man and a boy, so plus 1 boy, this is the total people, into 1 hour is equal to 1 unit work. We have assumed the total work to be 1 unit. Then 5 men plus 2 boys, if they work for 1 hour, the work quantity will be 4 times the previous case. So 4 times as much as previous case, that will be 4 units. Now, what we do here, we divide wherever we get such situations. So if you divide, we will get 1 man plus 1 boy divided by 5 men plus 2 boys equal to 1 by 4. So cross multiplication will give us 4 men plus 4 boys equal to 5 men plus 2 boys. So men on the same side, 5 minus 4, that is 1 man, and boys on the same side, 4 boys minus 2b, that is 2 boys. So we have 1 man equal to 2 boys. Alright. So the question is asking, compare the work of the man and the boy. So we have one man equal to two boys. That means man is to boy will be 2 is to 1. So this is the ratio of work done by them in 1 hour, or it is the ratio of speed. So if you look at the options, option C will be the correct answer. The question is saying compare the work of the man and the boy. So it is option C that is the correct answer. Man is faster than boy because we have got one man equal to two boys. Alright, now let's go to the next question. Now this question says A is thrice as fast as B. What does it mean? It means speed of A is 3 times speed of B. Now this means time of A will be 1/3 of time of B. That says that we can also write it as time of B is equal to 3 times the time of A. Alright. And then it says and is able to finish a work 60 days less than B. That means time of A is equal to time of B minus 60. So if you put time of A equal to, in place of time of B, write 3 into time of A minus 60. So we have got 60 equal to 3 into time of A minus time of A, which is 60 equal to 2 into time of A. From here we get time of A equal to 60 by 2, that is 30 days. So this gives us time of B equal to 3 times time of A, that is 3 times 30, which is 90 days. So now we have the individual times. Now what is the question saying? The question is asking find the time in which they can do the working together. So time together, we know the formula, that is T1 into T2 upon T1 plus T2. So time of A into time of B, both are positive workers, so it will be time of A plus time of B. And that is equal to 30 into 90 divided by 30 plus 90. So this gives us 30 into 90 divided by 120. Now 30 divides 120 4 times, 2 cancels 4 2 times, and 90 45 times. So 45 by 2 is the answer. 45 by 2 is equal to actually 22.5 days or 22.5 days. So the answer of this question is C option, 22.5 days. Right? So this calculation was a little crucial here. Okay. Now let's go to the next question. Now this question says A works twice as fast as B and 3 times as fast as C. If C can complete a job in 12 hours, let's see one by one. Let's first compare A and C. Alright. So A works 3 times as fast as C. So speed of A is 3 times the speed of C. That means the time taken by A will be 1/3 of time taken by C. Alright. And in the question, time taken by C is given as 12 hours. So time taken of A will be simply 1 by 3 into 12 hours, which is equal to, so time taken of A will be equal to 4 hours. Alright. Now the second segment. A works twice as fast as B. That means speed of A is 2 times speed of B. So time taken by A will be half time the speed of time taken by B. So time taken by B is equal to 2 into time of A, which is 2 into 4, that is 8 hours. Right? That means time taken by B is 8 hours. So for the full work, for one work, right? That means B takes 8 hours to complete one full work. So in 1 hour, how much work B can do? So B can do 1 by 8 work in 1 hour. Alright. So the full work can be done in 8 hours. That means in 1 hour, we can do 1/8 of the work. That means option A is the correct answer. Alright. Now let's go to the next question. Now this question is a simple question of ratio and unitary method. It says 16 toys cost 240 rupees. Right? You have to find the cost of 40 toys. So one way is you can find the cost of one toy and then multiply by 40. Or you can simply take the unitary method or cross multiplication method, that is 240 into 40 divided by 16. 16 divides 240 15 times, 15 into 40 is 600. Right? So what we could have also done is one toy would be equal to 240 divided by 16, which is 15 rupees. Right? So whichever way you like, you could have done. The answer will be 600 rupees. That is option A. Now let's go to the next question. Now this question says the cost of X meter. So X meter is equal to D rupees. So 1 meter will be equal to rupees D by X. Right? Now the question says, what is the cost of Y meters of the wire? So Y meter will be straight away equal to Y into D by X rupees. Alright, so look at the options carefully. It is YD upon X rupees, which is option C is the correct answer. Alright, now let's go to the next question. This again is unitary method question, or you can find the cost of one toy. It is 23 toys is equal to 276 rupees. Alright, so one toy is straight away equal to 276 divided by 23. If you divide, it will come out to be 23 ones are 230. So it is 12 rupees per toy. So cost of 12 toys will be equal to 12 into 12, which is 144 rupees. A very simple question. Option A is the correct answer. Now the next one. Now this question says quarter kg. Now 1 kg is 1000 grams. Alright. Now 1 quarter means 1/4. So 1/4 kg is equal to 250 grams. 1000 by 4, that is 250 grams. Right. 1 quarter means 1/4. Right. So here we have the price of 250 grams is given 60 paisa. The question is asking the price of 200 grams. So you can find the price of 1 gram, or you can directly say 200 grams will be equal to cross multiplication method 200 into 60 divided by 250. Alright. So it is 50 divides 200 4 times and 250 5 times. 5 divides 60 12 times. So 12 into 4 is 48 paisa. So the price of 200 grams will be 48 paisa, which is D option. That is the correct answer. A simple question. Let's go to the next one. Now this question says an industrial loom weaves 0.128 meters of cloth every second. Approximately how many whole seconds will it take for the loom to completely weave 25 meters of cloth? Alright, so the simple time taken would be equal to the total quantity divided by the rate. Here the total quantity is 25 meters divided by the rate is given as 0.128 meter per second. So it is equal to 25 divided by 128. If you remove the decimal, you will get 1000 in the numerator, these many seconds. So we have to simplify this. Let's cancel it first. If you cancel by 4, 128 divided by 4 will be 32 and 1000 by 4 will be 250, and then 2 cancels 32 16 times and 250 125 times. So what we have is time is equal to 125 into 25, which is 625 into 5, that is 3125 divided by 16 seconds. Alright, now if you divide, you will get 195.3125 second. Now read the question very, very carefully. Which option would you mark? The question is saying how many whole seconds will it take for the loom to completely weave 25 meters. See, understand, our answer is 195.31. So the number of whole seconds required will not be 195, because in 195 you will not be able to complete 25. Right? This is a tricky situation. To complete 25 meters of cloth, you need to go above 195. Hence, the nearest whole second will be 196 seconds. So this is not a question of approximation. Please be very careful. It is asking at what point in time the 25 meters will be completed. Now 25 meters will be completed at 195.3125 seconds. At 195, it won't be completed, right? There's still something to be done, right? Hence, the answer will be the next whole second, that is 196. And hence, the answer to this question is C option, right? So, this was a tricky situation. All right, be very careful about the language of the question. Okay. Now, this question says a flagstaff 17.5 meter high casts a shadow of length 40.25 meter. The height of building which casts a shadow of length 28.75 meter under similar conditions will be. Now, this is based on the basic logic that the length is going to be directly proportional to the shadow. That means length divided by shadow has to be constant. Alright. So if there are two items, we can say first length upon first shadow should be equal to second length upon second shadow. We can apply this one, right? Now here, a flagstaff is 17.5 meter and casts a shadow of length 40.25 meter. So the length of the flagstaff in place of L1, that is 17.5, divided by the shadow of the first one, that is shadow of flagstaff, that is 40.25. The question is asking the building, height of the building which casts a shadow. So L2 we have to calculate. And the shadow of the second one is given 28.75. Alright. So from here we get L2 is equal to 17.5 into 28.75 divide by 40.25. Alright. So what you should do is, if you remove decimal, you can get zeros and you can adjust that. But I'll give you one very simple tricky method. I'm sure you can do that. But the new method would be multiply by 4 in numerator and denominator. Right. So what will happen? Let's see. The numerator becomes 17.5 as it is into 28.75 into 4 will be 115. And in the denominator, 40.25 into 4 will be 161. Now what does it do? Let's see. 23 5 times is 115 and 23 7 times is 161. Alright. So this is how we can get it. And then 17.5 we can write it as 175 divided by 10 into 5 by 7. 5 cancels 10 2 times. 7 cancels 175 25 times. So 25 by 2 is equal to 12.5. 12.5 meter is the length of the building. So this is one way of doing this question. I'm sure from here there are other ways also. You can remove decimal and solve it also. That will be a little lengthy. Now you can keep in mind, whenever there is a multiple of 25 in decimal, you can multiply by 4 in numerator and denominator. Suppose if you wanted to remove 0.5, you could have multiplied by extra 2 in numerator and denominator. Then also that would have been a little simple. Alright. So if you look at the options, option B is the correct answer. Alright. Now let's go to the next one. Now this is a direct question. It says 36 men can complete a piece of work in 18 days. So total work we can write in the first case is equal to 36 men into 18 days. In the second case it says how many days will 27 men will take to complete the work. So the same work should be equal to 27 men into X days. We know the total work has to be equal to number of people into number of days. Total work is equal to number of people into number of days. Alright, so we can directly apply this process. Efficiency, because all of them are mentioning men, that means it has to be same everywhere. Alright, so from here we directly get X equal to 36 into 18 divide by 27. Now 9 cancels 18 2 times, 9 cancels 27 3 times, 3 cancels 36 12 times. So 12 into 2 is 24 days. So answer of this question is 24 days, which is option A. That is the correct answer. Alright. Now let's go to the next question. Now this question says in a camp there is a meal for 120 men or 200 children. So the same quantity of meal is equal to 120 men or equal to 200 children. That means 120 men are equal to 200 children. So M stands for men, C stands for children. So 0 0 cancelled. 4 cancels 12 3 times, so 3 men. And 4 cancels 20 5 times, so 5 children. So 3 men are equal to 5 children. Alright, this is the relation between the efficiencies of men and children in completing the meal. Now the question says if 150 children have taken the meal, right? If 150 children have taken the meal, so how many children are left? If I compare only children, so out of 200 children, which is equal to, out of 200 children, which is equal to the total meal, 150 have already taken. So what is left? Left over is equal to 50 children. Now 50 children is 1/4 of the total meal. 1/4 of the total meal, right? Now, how many men will be catered to with the remaining meal? Oh, so we don't even need the meal. We already have 50 children, right? So the relation that we already have from here is 5 children equal to 3 men. Now the remaining leftover food is for 50 children. So if 5 children are equal to 3 men, that means 50 children will be equal to 30 men. So this was a much simpler situation. Alright, so the leftover food, the remaining meal will be sufficient for 30 men. That is option D is the correct answer. Alright, now let's go to the next question. Now this question says 4 mat weavers can weave 4 mats in 4 days. So this is based on total work is equal to still number of people into number of days. So we'll apply the same thing here into number of days. So first make sure that you write all the cases here. The first case it says 4 mat weavers, 4 mats in 4 days. So we say 4 mats is the total work is equal to number of people is 4 weavers, 4 workers into 4 days. This is the first situation. At the same rate, how many mats would be woven? So let's say X mats would be woven by 8 mat weavers. So 8 workers into 8 days. So whenever we get such situation, divide. So what we get here is 4 by X is equal to 4 into 4 by 8 into 8. So 1 4 gets cancelled here. 1 4 cancels 8 2 times. So 8 into 2 is 16. So 1 by x is 1 by 16. So x is equal to 16 mats. Right. So this was one very simple question we could have done. We could have done it directly also. Let's look at it. First there were 4 mat weavers. Now there are 8 mat weavers. So whatever quantity they did earlier, it will double. So 4 mats into 2. Then the time earlier was 4 days. Now it is 8 days. So time has doubled. So again work will double. See, when you double the number of workers, the work will double. When you double the days, again the work will double. So the total new work will be 4 into 2 into 2, which is 16 mats. So this was another way of doing this question. Alright. Now let's go to the next question. Here the option C is the correct answer. This is again based on the same concept. Total quantity is equal to number of consumers into the days, or you can say the number of days or time. Alright. In the first case, they eat 40 bags. So I'll write total quantity as 40 bags equal to number of consumers is 40 cows in 40 days. So it is 40 days. Now the question is saying in how many days one cow will eat 1 bag of us. So in the second case, 1 bag is equal to 1 cow into x days we have to find. So whenever we get such situation, we divide. So we have 40 upon 1 equal to 40 into 40 divided by 1 into x. Very clearly 140 gets cancelled, and from here we have x equal to 40 days. Alright. So the answer to this question is 40 days. Alright. So this is where we end the exercise M14, which is based on time and work and the concept of unitary method. But whenever, I'll again say, whenever you are doing any exercise, first make sure that you've gone through the theory videos, because theory videos will give you a lot of simpler methods, the shortcut methods, and also the understanding of the process. Right? That's very important before going to the solving process of the questions. Okay. So all the best. I wish you, God bless you. Take care.